YouTube, it's Nicole Moore, and I'm coming to you with a new show by Issa Rae called Sweet Life. And I'm excited about this one. It is an all-black cast. They are in their, early 20s, it looks like, and they're all like pretty successful in their own right. So let's get into it. Right now, I'm only going to do one episode at a time. Um, I don't know how many episodes are out right now, but I'm just going to work on season 1, episode 1, called Sweet Life. It's based in LA. The main character so far that we've been introduced to was Amanda. She's a PR consultant. Rob, that's Amanda's boyfriend. Tylin, she's an event planner. Jalen is her boyfriend. We have Cheryl, she's a fashion designer, and her boyfriend is Jared, and he's a marketing specialist. We find out that they've been together for 8 long years. We have Jordan, he's a fashion brand CEO, and that's pretty cool. He started his business at the age of 13, which was pretty awesome. We have Brittany. She is a medical consultant. Then we have PJ. He's an up-and-coming music producer. We have Kofi. He's a marijuana shop owner called Dr. Green Thumbs. And we have Rebecca. We don't really learn what Rebecca does yet, but we learn how she plays into the show. So we're gonna start from the top. You have Jalen, Tylen, Amanda, and Rob meeting up on the beach, and the guys walk each of their dogs. The guys head off and they walk dogs. And Amanda and Tylin head over to do yoga on the beach. Not just any kind of yoga. Apparently they have trap yoga on the beach with Brittany, the yoga bae. They had a DJ and everything. And when I tell you that yoga is working for that girl's body, because Brittany's body is banging. Okay. Hello. She actually has on these like leggings, those famous TikTok leggings. I actually sell them in my boutique, Black Apparel Boutique. And she has a shorts version. And damn it though, I don't understand it, but those tights can make anyone's butt look deliciously juicy. And they make her look really good. So that was cool. It was trap yoga is a lot. It's they was twerking and gyrating and asses was in the air. You could see pussy prints. I'm like, okay, that's what we doing on the beach. Cool. The next scene, we had Cheryl, who I told you was a fashion designer, and Jared, who is a marketing specialist, and they have been dating since high school. I think that's so cute. It's been 8 years, and they're actually celebrating their 8-year anniversary at Baldwin Hills Overlook. So, beautiful view. He brought her some flowers, and they, ate and, shared some vittles on the bench. Cheryl is actually ready for marriage. She's actually ready for that next step. She doesn't really want to wait until they get into their 10-year mark, because she just feels like, things are right now. Why should they wait? We find out later when he's talking to Tylin, feels like he doesn't want to mess things up by moving in and then having, an argument, and then it kind of like gets out of control and she kind of like puts him out or something. He says he's staying at home with his mom and he's saving money. So, that's enough for him at the moment. Then we meet Jordan. Jordan is driving in his car, in his Tesla, to his office, where he has a meeting with his mom, who acts as his COO of the company. And the brand name is called Hypeland, which is a fusion between like urban gear and anime. It's pretty cool. I believe I've heard of it before, but I didn't know who was behind it. Brittany. Brittany is, you will find a character. Brittany. She's a medical consultant. She works 12-hour shifts. She's currently working on assignment for a specific company. Her and PJ, the music producer, are on their way in PJ's hoopty. Girl, it's nothing wrong. You know, we've all had like our first car or whatever, or the car that we could afford, and it just is what it is. A lot of shit's wrong with it, but it gets you from point A to point B. That's PJ's car right now. What was so funny is because as they're driving and they're talking, his visor kept coming down, and even though he had black like electrical tape to try to keep it up, it just kept popping down, and it was getting on Brittany's nerves. That was funny to me. So basically what they're doing is they link up to chat, and they're going to meet Kofi at the Dr. Green Thumb marijuana shop. And Brittany says she's stressed because, you know, she has a degree in psychology, but she's not using it. And so she's just not sure what she wants to do, but she knows she doesn't want to work for anyone. I guess it has to be motivating to see so many of your friends have and do and own their own thing, and to want to do that too, but not sure how to go about it or what direction to do it in. I mean, I guess that's how she's kind of feeling. So Brittany doesn't clown him. She's a good friend. You know, she's like, he's on the up and coming. You know, he's talking about an artist that he's managing right now, and that's pretty cool. So we don't get a lot from Kofi. They go to the back room and he explains to them about, you know, the type of marijuana that they're smoking and how it burns and all that good stuff. I thought that was cool. So next scene, we get Tylen calls to invite Brittany while she's out with Kofi and PJ. Tylen calls and invites her to a party she's throwing. She's the event planner. She didn't know Brittany was hanging out with PJ and Kofi. So that kind of led into like an awkward invitation for PJ to come to the party because Kofi already knew about the party. So it doesn't seem like PJ was going to get invited. We also find out that PJ is kind of newer to the group. So maybe that's why he wasn't on the list to be, you know, called. So Tylen then extends an invitation, you know, because he's there and it would be rude not to, and he is kind of going to be a part of the group or whatever. So that happens. Next scene, we see Gerald, Jordan, and PJ, and Gerald and Jordan are already at the gym and they're waiting for PJ, but they're kind of like almost already done their workout. PJ gets there hella late. And of course, they're talking trash about him. And this is when I learn about another character name or another person named Rebecca. So apparently, once PJ gets there, they have this conversation. Gerald kind of brings it up and he's like, well, what's going on? He asks Jordan what's going on before PJ gets there with him and Brittany. And Jordan's like, I love her. Like, he literally says those words. He loves her. But the problem is, we find out later that Jordan also had a relationship or like a dating situationship with Rebecca. Rebecca and Brittany are roommates and they're really, really close. So when Brittany came onto the scene and she was feeling Jordan, she didn't know that he had a history with her friend Rebecca. So she kind of like let that go and didn't want to get involved in that. And Rebecca was appreciative of it, but they still, you know, Rebecca and Jordan didn't seem to have that type of connection. I think, you know, it was just, hey, you were dating my friend, but you didn't tell me kind of thing. We also find out that when PJ gets there, we also find out that PJ had a situationship with Rebecca and Brittany currently. So he's interested in Brittany. He's, you know, feeling Brittany a little bit more, and Jordan's in love with Brittany. So they both kind of learn that at that sitting. PJ kind of tries to like squash it off by saying he's single and he's chilling, like nothing's going on with either of them. So basically, breaking it down, Jordan and PJ at one time or another was talking to Brittany and Rebecca. Now, Rebecca didn't tell PJ that she had a history with Jordan, and Jordan didn't tell Brittany that he had a history with Rebecca. So everybody, except for maybe PJ, has a thing right now. Okay. So the next scene, we have Tylen and Gerald meet and they discuss moving in with Cheryl. So Tylen, I guess, is like the anchor for all of them. They all kind of know her. She plans the parties. They all come to the parties. And Gerald and Tylen have been friends forever, it seems like. And so their relationship is close. And she was just making mention to him at their meeting that, like, I don't understand. I've known you for so long and she's been around for 8 years, but I don't really know her. So she suggests, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite her to girls' night. Now, girls' night is Brittany's time to plan. So Brittany plans girls' night and Tylen's bringing Brittany to girls' night, right? Okay. So that's where this is when we learn that Gerald he doesn't want to have an argument or have something blow up and, they mess up the whole house. Like they kind of like have this like their relationship shifts because now they live together and there's nowhere he can go or she can go when they get upset with one another, or if they get upset with one another. He doesn't want to be like, in like a toxic situation is what I got from it. So he would rather just keep things the way that they are right now, with him living with his parents and saving money and her living where she lives. All right. So we get to girls' night on the rooftop. It was cute. Brittany seems to like her breasts out because her breasts were out. And they'll be out again later on in the episode. She's a cute girl, but she's a cute girl. I'll just say that. Tylen is adorable. I mean, she's a really cute girl. She seems very confident, very sure of herself, very put together, very business oriented. She just seems to have a lot going for herself. Brittany seems to still be working things out, and you can kind of tell she's a little more hood, a little more rough around the edges, I would say. So Tylen makes good on her word, and she actually brings Cheryl to meet with Amanda and Brittany for girls' night. Brittany wasn't too happy about it, but she went along with it. Brittany seems to feel like because Cheryl's there, she has to be on her best behavior now because anything can get back to Gerald and the Wood. They call them, I guess the guys call their group the Wood. So there's that. So at this meeting, girls' night, they're all kind of sharing their stories. Cheryl asks Tylen how long she's been with Jalen, and she said 1.5 years, and they already live together. So Cheryl was kind of like, wow, I'm not trying to compare relationships. Just she's saying this in her confessional. I'm not trying to share, I'm not necessarily trying to compare relationships, but I can't, I've been with my man for 8 years and they've only been together for 1.5 years and they're already moving together and taking that next step and blah, blah, blah. So she was kind of, a little salty a little bit, but not like in a hating kind of way, just like in a man reflecting on her relationship type of situation. We also learn, they also talk about Jordan and PJ. Tylen is definitely trying to get the information on what's going on between her and PJ. But Brittany is shutting it down. She's like, there's really nothing there. We're just friends, just hanging out. I'm chilling. I'm single. She says that she's traumatized because she's actually from Kalamazoo, Michigan. And she had a boyfriend there who she was dating from the age of 17 until like 23. And kind of still up until that moment too. She says that he was pretty much cheating on her the whole time. And, she kind of like ghosted him and moved to LA and left him in Michigan and kind of like stopped talking to him for a minute, but then she eventually opened back her phone line up for him, and they somehow got back into touch with one another, and she told him she moved to LA, and then he moved to LA to be with her, but was still cheating on her, she found his she hacked his Apple Watch and found that he was talking to other girls, telling them that he's going to fly them out. And she's like, to where? You live with me? I don't understand. Like, what are you doing? So that's kind of like an unresolved situation that you got to kind of put a pin in. But she says she's single. Wow. I mean, you left that mess back in Michigan, and then for some reason you let him come back to LA with you. I don't understand that. That's weird. So we learned when the guys met up to go to the gym that Jordan still loves Brittany. Said those words, but unfortunately he's not sure what happened with that. Well, we learned from girls' night that Brittany found out about Jordan and Rebecca and decided that she didn't want any parts of that. So basically, she just kind of like stopped talking to him stopped dating him in that way. But Jordan doesn't know that. So he's not sure like what happened. It's still like a unresolved thing for him. He still loves her. And he said if he get a little tequila in him, he would still try to pursue that. I'm just gonna start on my notes here, guys. Calm down. Let's see. PJ, he really does seem to be feeling Brittany. So we got two guys feeling Brittany, but it doesn't seem like they're feeling Rebecca like that. But Rebecca seems to be feeling PJ. All right. So, and this is when we learn that Rebecca and Brittany are in the park. They're talking about the Jordan and PJ situation. Brittany actually wants to bring up the fact that she was talking to PJ and recently seen with PJ and wanted to just like let her know because she knows that, Brittany had a little history with him. Brittany kind of tries to find out what's going on with that. And Rebecca kind of like drops this like, I still have feelings for PJ kind of thing. So Brittany was taken aback because she's like, well, wait a minute. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you still had feelings for damn. You know what I mean? Now I got to step away from another nigga. That's how I took it. And I think that's pretty messed up. So now here we are at Tylen's party. And Brittany decides to bring Rebecca to Tylen's party and didn't tell Tylen. Tylen was not really happy about it, but didn't cause a scene or anything. Did confront her, did ask her, hey, like, why did you bring an uninvited guest to, this is not the time and place for that. This was a place for uplifting and blah, blah, blah. I guess Tylen must have thought that it was going to get messy, but it didn't. It didn't really get messy. Although the girls, when they were at the park, did intend to have a few drinks and confront Jordan about why he didn't say he had a past with Rebecca. So that's exactly what they did. Everybody looked nice. The event looked nice. It was in a really nice part of town, they were saying. And I was impressed. It was really nice. But there wasn't a lot of people that we didn't already see a part of the cast there. It was pretty much their group and maybe a few other people. But she's not like breaking into any celebrity party event planning scene with that party in particular. So fast forward, Brittany and Rebecca confront Jordan at a table and PJ comes over. So now they're all having this conversation and Jordan kind of like admits that he knew of their friendship but didn't think it was like that serious. Rebecca gives Jordan and Brittany the green light to pursue it if they wanted to pursue a relationship. But when PJ comes over, Jordan and Brittany decide to give them some time to kind of talk, Rebecca and PJ. Well, It was quite clear that PJ likes Brittany and wants to be with Brittany, not Rebecca. And it was quite clear that Rebecca was interested in PJ, not Jordan. So now, once again, they're with the wrong people for the situation. It was quite clear that Jordan wants Brittany and Brittany does not want Jordan or PJ. It was quite clear that she is very, very much single and intends to keep it that way, not to get involved with anyone from the group at the moment. It looked like she was feeling PJ a little bit, but then when she learned about how Rebecca felt about PJ, it looked like she was just going to back off a little bit. I really like the show. I think it's really cute. I think you should give it a shot, give it a chance. It's called HBO Max. It's on HBO Max. It's called The Sweet Life. I guess it's a show that Issa Rae is producing and created. It's really cute. I don't know how many episodes are out at the moment, but I'm only going to do one episode at a time. And I'm going to try to keep up on this one because Love Island was such a disappointment to me that I just could not do any more of those episodes. I just couldn't do it. So it is what it is. I'm also going to review a show called, I'll just talk to you in the next update.